Alright, how's it going? Today we're doing Grasp of Avarice, solo floors in Lightfall, using Phoenix Protocol, Well of Radiance Warlock. Pretty standard loadout right now. For weapons, we're going to be using a fusion rifle, a waveframe grenade launcher, and the Lament, but we're going to be using an eager edge sword for the non-combat sections, essentially. Using stacks on stacks this time, because it's kind of hard to get armor charge going in these two encounters. So to start off with, we're going to kill the wizard, then try to get these fallen out of the way. Let's talk about the mechanics a bit. So here the hive will drop engrams. These engrams will give you stacks of burdened by riches, which with a 30-second timer. If that counts down to 0, you will die. But this can be reset by picking up another engram, or depositing it by standing by a crystal. Right now there's a crystal in the loot cave. We have to get 50 stacks of burdened by riches into the crystal to progress to the next section. The amount of riches you need to deposit changes depending on the encounter. So for this one, I'm just going to get 50 and then go inside. So the way to do this is just with a waveframe, just shoot into the thing. If there are no enemies spawned, you have to go down a bit far back and they'll spawn again. They spawn in waves of either 3 or 4. And yeah, it's pretty quick to just do that. So now that we've got 50 stacks, we're going to stand by the crystal. That's paused our timer. And the burdens are going down. And once we've deposited 50 in total, then the floor's going to give away and we can go forward. So for this opening section with the Shrieker, we're just going to do a sword skate to get straight through it. If you don't know how to do this, it's not too difficult. You just have to swipe, change weapons, jump, and then Icarus dash. So if you do that in quick succession, then you should be able to do that quite easily. That's swipe, switch, jump, dash, in that order. Just remember to do that, and once you get some practice in, it's really fun, really useful movement technique. So we're going to open this second door, going to jump over the pressure plate, hit that switch, jump over again. This will open this tunnel. We're going to stand on this platform, which is going to fall, and drop us into this bit here with this switch. We're then going to sword skate back through. We're going to jump up and go to the furthest on the right here. Need to hit this pressure plate and that'll open up the top. And we jump up further. This bit you don't want to be on the left because there's a pressure plate there that will kill you. Gonna go over here. Now for this bit, we're gonna skip most of it using a warlock movement. So we're gonna jump onto this platform here and jump all the way over and slowly glide into this bit. I'm gonna jump up and hit this switch, not the one below. This will spawn a Shrieker and also open the big doors on the far side. I'm gonna fusion grenade the Shrieker. You can also shoot through the fence, but don't really have anything to shoot with right now. So we're gonna go past these hive, gonna hit this switch, which will open up the big doors on the other side. Then just gonna jump from here, look up, do a sword swipe, and go out through this door. So for this section, we're going to be hitting some switches, and we're also going to be introduced to the Scorch cannon, the second part second mechanic of this dungeon. So we're just going to go through the doors that open up, hit the switches until the Scorch Vandal appears. The wizards can be a bit annoying, so if you want to take care of them before progressing, that's completely understandable. As you can see here, I'm almost dying, so I get a kill on one of them, and then continue on. Gonna throw a grenade at the Scorch Vandal, it's gonna kill it. Pick up the Scorch Cannon, thought it fell off for a sec there. Now, we've got to shoot a little thing that will activate some machinery. You have to charge it up till you hear it increase the stage twice, and then let go and it'll open up the door. You can also hit it 3 times rapidly, normally, to do that. We can avoid this barrel. And now we're just gonna progress forward onto the ogre fight. So we're going to switch to Lament and then Rally. Now this ogre fight sort of combines the 2 mechanics so far. We've got a little crystal there, right in front of us. We need 25 engrams to get the damage phase going. So we're going to start off by going to the left, throwing a fusion grenade to kill the Scorch Captain. You can pick up the Scorch Cannon from below, so yeah, just do that. So we're then going to hit this one, wait till the shot's charged, and then go in. We've got to kill the hive here to get riches. What I do here is I throw a fusion grenade at my feet and then plant a well. That will give enough Scorch stacks to everyone for them to ignite. That's anything that's hit by both of those things. I'm keeping the cannon. I'm periodically picking it up again because it does have a timer on it. If you leave it for too long after picking it up once, it will despawn. And to do this quickly, you don't want that to happen because you're going to need to get to the other side to get more riches. There are 14 here in total. But you don't need all 14, but most of them, yeah. So we're then going to hit it from the other side. You can use this cover and then just run up and then open the door. If you are running low on your timer, there are some acolytes on the other side, just before the door, that you can kill to get an engram to reset your timer. So we did the same thing here as we see the whole room sort of exploded, which is very nice. So we need 25, we've got 25 now. Don't need the Scorch Cannon anymore. And then just gonna run to the crystal, sort of hide behind it and place a well. I have Void Siphon on, so getting double kills with the waveframe will give me an orb. And I use that to get the armor charge. So now we've done this, we're on the damage phase. The damage phase can be slightly delayed for whatever reason. So you can only start damage once you hear that sort of noise. You know what it is. So I don't know if the Lament is the best thing for this. You can 3-phase, but that's only if he cooperates. On lower frame rates it's much better. But because on a high frame rate, sometimes the heavy attacks will cause the position of the ogre to desync with what it actually is. That can cause him to appear to teleport, which can just get a bit confusing. So if you want an easier thing with this, just set your frames to 30, and it would be a lot more consistent. We're just going to go for the 4-phase because the Lament actually works much better on Avarok. You can 3-phase him with that, and so I just want to keep a consistent loadout for the most part. So we're going to do the same thing here, except we can use a snap and then a fusion grenade. We do that because we don't have the well, obviously. You can use your melee ability while holding the Scorch Cannon, as well as your grenade. and just unpowered melee as well. So I'm putting a rift down every time I throw a grenade if I know I'm going to get a kill, because I get the rift energy back and I have double bomber on my class item. These thrall can be a little bit annoying, but one regular punch can kill them. I think I missed that one there, but didn't want to risk it because the timing is a bit tight. I throw a grenade here to get an engram from an acolyte because my timer is running very low. As you see, the screen's turning red. Anyway, so we're going to do the same thing. Now it's out a lot better this time. Actually, no, it didn't. No, whatever. Waveframes are amazing. So now we've got 25, we're going to do the same thing. I found that with using the Lament on Prazia, basically he has a sort of fixed path in which he's going to travel, which is towards the sort of left corner. So you kind of want to be behind him while he does that, because if he's moving towards you, yeah, see that was a decent. If he's moving towards you and you're doing your Lament attack, sometimes he can sort of push you, make you aim the wrong way, and it's kind of hard to get the heavy attacks off sometimes. If he's like here, where he's not moving, then it's a lot better. You also want to avoid aerial attacks as much as possible, so I try to stay off the uneven ground. You also obviously want to be very careful of ammo. The reason I use 2 special weapons is because it seemingly spawns heavy ammo a lot more often. Waveframe isn't necessary, I just like it for the output. There are probably better options, like for example null composure, but I'm already running a fusion rifle. Fusion rifles, rapid fire fusion is actually pretty necessary for the final fight, because there's this shank and it's very annoying. So you want to be able to burst him down really quickly. Yep, whole room exploded. Very nice. As you can see, the damage phase was slightly delayed there again. If that does happen, you want to be not out in the open, or at least in your well. Yeah, that was a desync there, because I pushed him with my heavy attack. It's going to happen there again. And there again as well. Does get a bit annoying, but it is possible to 3-phase, trust me. You have to be fairly precise on these sort of machine things with the Scorch cannon. A good way to tell that, well, a definite way to tell that it works is if you get a little immune damage number up here, but that doesn't always mean that, sorry, But not having it doesn't always mean that you've missed. You just can't really hit it from the sides, you have to hit it from the front on. I mentioned that you get your abilities back when you get 10 stacks. I don't think I did. And that's it done. I'm going to switch back to the Eager Edge Sword just to make things a bit quicker. And also to have a bit more fun on the Fallen Shield encounter. But right now, we've got a little bit to go before that. We've got the Sparrow section. Sparrow section's not too difficult. You just got to reach the mines that spawn in time. You can run straight through them and they'll defuse. So once we activate that button, we're going to start going immediately. We're going to look for these little red lights. Once you go near them, they'll activate and add 5 seconds onto the mine timer. It's very useful. This is obviously easier with the always on time Sparrow, but pretty doable without it anyway. I missed the button there, I don't know why I didn't hit that. Yeah, just follow this route and you should be fine. If your Sparrow takes too much damage or you lose too many boosts, then just jump off and spawn another Sparrow really quickly. So now we're coming into the jump. I take the right grav lift, and what you want to do is you want to hold forward so your Sparrow is flat when you land so you can rush into that one and not bounce. So now we're just going to drop through these crystals. A bit hard to navigate, and my computer's starting to lag. Great. Now onto the Fallen Shield encounter. What you gotta do is you gotta use the grav lifts that are activated by Scorch cannons to find 4 servitors and then shoot their corpses into the middle. So these cannons can be activated very easily by a single shot uncharged. What I'm doing now is I'm looking, trying to see if I can see the servitor. I think I see him just there, and I am right. But yeah, basically I was really tired when I did this, so yeah, as you might have noticed, I'm not playing the best. Anyway, so you can rotate the cannons. They have 3 positions, left, right, and into the middle, where you want the cannons to be pointing in the middle. before you shoot the servitors off. They always start turning left, then mid, then right, then mid, then left. So we gotta kill some Fallen. We gotta get 20 engrams and then deposit them into the crystal. That'll lower the shield on the servitor, and then we can kill it. Use the sword here to add power as well as the GL and grenades. You also want to kill each Scorch Vandal, but not pick up the Scorch Cannon, because if you do, then it'll start decaying on a timer. So now we've got 20, we're just going to stand in the middle. And then kill the servitor. Fusion rifle shot and the fusion grenade usually kills. So now we have to push this guy onto the cannon platform. I like to get my sword out for this so I can see a bit more what's happening in third person. If you do get another engram, just stand by the crystal and it should go away. Always pay attention to if you have picked up another engram, because you will die if you don't do something about it. So now it's on the platform, we're just going to shoot it. It's going to go off into the middle and do a quarter of damage. Now I spy the servitor on the other side. I know I can just eager edge skate up there, and it's much faster than the Scorch, than the grav lifts, so I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to kill the Vandal immediately when we're hit. And just get as many kills as we can. While we've got this downtime, I'd like to take a second and say, yeah, if you're finding this useful, like and subscribe would be very nice. Because I bet you're a nice person. So yeah, we can just ignore the drags, so I don't do much damage. The servitor balls are sort of magnetized to the platforms, so if they're going in the general direction, they should just sort of stop where you need them to. I accidentally fumbled with this a bit because I thought it could go left one more time, but we're just gonna skate over there. Kill the Vandal. Oh yeah, Shanks don't drop any engrams, by the way. Don't know why I picked the Scorch cannon up right there, it doesn't matter too much. Just going to kill it and push him on. You can see it goes. It is magnetized to the center of the platform, which is very nice. Now we see the last guy below, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of skating. Computer decides to crap out again. Don't know what's going on with this. It is only when I record, but yeah, didn't used to happen. So this time we're going to realign the cannon, because I had already used it. And that's that bit done. Now we're going to go on to the Avarok fight. He's pretty similar mechanically to Prazia, except in order to spawn engrams you have to use the Scorch cannon to activate some machinery. It'll drop 10 engrams from the ceiling. Well, 30 around the place. You need 60 in total. But we can actually do that pretty quickly. So we're going to go back to Lament and then Rally. Now we want to run to the middle section. Avarok will spawn. If you're close to him, he'll do a stomp. That's whatever, but the main thing is we've got a Marauder and a Shank that spawn. Now these guys are pretty beefy and very annoying. And my computer's crapping out. You want to focus down the Shank as much as possible, because you can also finish the Shank. You can't finish the Marauder. It should also be noted that the Marauder does drop 10 engrams. So I do like to go for him, and then they'll give me back my Rift and Well if I'd already used them. You do want to be careful when picking up the engrams. If Avarok is on them and he stomps, he will send them flying. Sometimes never to be seen again. So we're going to get the Scorch Cannon, we're going to go to this left side. The thing is, there are 3 things to hit, and you can't hit the same one twice in a row. So we're going to hit that one, and then hit the next one, and then go back. Good thing about this left side is you can see 2 at once. whereas you can't anywhere else. So doing this makes it really quick. We've already deposited 10 from the Marauder, so we're just going to get 50 now. That's 10 every drop. And then one more, and then that's it. So now we're going to stand in the middle, put a rift down. Now I'm looking around to see if there are any enemies I can kill to spawn an orb, so I can get some armor charge. This is the main reason why I'm using stacks on stacks, which is because it's kind of hard to get some armor charge stacks going in the first place and keep them. So when I've got a low amount of riches still, I go around, I try to get an orb, so I have a lot of time with our boosted sword. So as you can see, we're doing the same thing, but it's so much better. I think, yeah, that was a bit of desync there because I pushed into the aerial attack. But you can fairly easily do this in 3 phases if you have the armor charge stacks. So as soon as that happens, the Shank and Marauder are going to spawn again. But to deal with them, well, we're going to get some damage to start with, but probably shouldn't have because I almost died. Anyway, what we're going to do for this is we're going to get 10 stacks, 10 riches. That'll give us our super back, and then we can go into the middle, use a well as Phoenix Protocol to spam fusion rifle shots and fusion grenades. Oh yeah, Avrok can throw web mines as well, that's a fun thing. So now we're just going to use Lament to finish off the Marauder. Pick up all these riches. Then we've got our stacks again. Now we're just going to do the same thing. We only need 40 this time because we just deposited 10 and 10. I'm checking for ammo. Do always remember to check for ammo. If you have kills, if you get kills with your special weapon out, more chance of a heavy drop. If you get kills with your heavy weapon out, more chance of a special drop. I'm trying to get a fusion grenade kill at every rotation, because I get one back for free. That way I can spawn an orb, have some charge stacks going, so I can hopefully have 3 stacks when I start damaging. So there we go, we've got 40 now, and 3 stacks of armor charge. I'm still gonna go for another orb, just to increase the time. So I see a drag over there, just gonna wait a bit. So, yep, now I've only got 7 stacks, so I'm gonna jump over, get the orb, and run back. This is a bit more risky, but it is very helpful. As you can see, I'm almost completely out of ammo. Probably should have done some more before I started. So I'm just going to throw fusion grenade. Then, seeing as I don't really have anything to kill these shanks with, then I opt to start getting the 10 stacks immediately. Got pretty lucky with the heavy drops. So now we've got 10, we're going to go into the middle, do the same thing as before. I want to prioritize the shank, and then go for the marauder. And then finish him. And we're going to get the final 40 stacks. I should say, if you have a Scorch Cannon and you kill another Scorch Vandal, your Scorch Cannon will disappear. There can only be one active at the time. As you can see, I just lost mine there because I spawned another. But it didn't matter because I already had the 40 stacks. Trying to get some orbs. See, the timer is pretty low on this one. I thought I lost the orbs, so I made another. But yeah, my screen's getting pretty red, so that was a bit risky, but I think it paid off. Anyway, so now we're just gonna wail on him. This little spin, that's cool. And that's him done. For whatever reason, he was easier than Prazia to damage. So yeah, that's it. Thanks so much everyone for watching. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe would be very appreciated. Yeah, hope to see you next time.